couple of times. Dropping dimes, let's go. Said we need not go, so I need not say. Lay the smack down on your goof ass, you don't bring my payment. Said you looking for
What up, y'all? Long time no fucking see. I know it's been a while since I've been on this motherfucker, but we gonna jump right into this shit, folks. Off the dome like normal, you know, like usual. That's how we do. No rehearse, no script, nigga. Unfiltered, me. Now, today, I'm gonna just go into just a little something. Just a couple things that's on my mind. First off, let me start off by saying Happy New Year's to the people that, you know, celebrate New Year's and celebrated New Year's and shit. You got drunk, fucked up, and did your thing and shit, but now it's time to get down to business, you know. And hopefully you on top of that shit before the end of the year, because ain't no point of sitting around waiting till no New Year to start no new project. If it's in you, it's in you. If it ain't, it ain't. Plain and fucking simple. If you sitting around bullshitting waiting for a motherfucking date for you to jump on top of some shit, it just ain't in you right now. I'll just say that. It's not in you right now. But you need to stop selling yourself short. Go ahead and jump on top of that shit when you need to. When you feel that momentum, roll with that shit. Rock with that shit. I'm telling you. Now 2023, just to recap, right? It was pretty fucking humbling, I'll say. Pretty fucking humbling. A lot of people would agree with me. A lot of people have pretty much been going through the same shit I've been going through. Whether it be financial woes, whether it be sudden life events, life hitting us all right now. In one way, shape, or form, you know. But through the graces of, you know, the power that's out of my control, the universe, God, niggas still rocking. Niggas still here. Niggas still got a chance to make shit right. And make shit better for myself. Sometimes you gotta go through shit firsthand to experience how fucking serious shit can get. And I've learned that a lot. Whether it's finances, health, all of that shit. There's no such thing as perfection, you know? So for me to open up saying getting on top of your shit and all of that, I'm basically channeling this to myself because I watch my own shit too. So this is damn near motivation for me. If nobody else see this shit, I'm gonna watch this shit again and be like, yeah, I need to get on top of my shit. Championship shit in the back. Gotta be able to hold that title, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You gotta actually be able to be on top of your shit. And this is what I'm saying to me. If you need some type of motivation and shit, maybe this will be a little bit, maybe it won't. Shit, who knows? But don't let up, you know what I'm saying? Pace yourself into it, ultimately. Be very selective in what you let into your life. The people, the gossip, the noise, you know, whatever it may be. Be mindful of just what you let into your life. Be mindful of how to be able to read shit. To read the room, to read emotions, to read the energy of people. Know when it's time to hold them, when it's time to fold them type shit. Niggas gotta be aware of what's meant to last and what's meant to just basically be a stepping stone. And for instance, I'm speaking about me right now with this whole work from home shit. I'm just like, hey, yo, I still like the benefit of being able to sit in the crib 8 hours a day, just on phones and shit. But a lot of shit is kind of like, bro, this is not worth what you're paying me. It's not. I'll go into this in another video right now. I'm just gonna keep this shit confidential. But it's getting to the point where it's like, come on, folks. Really? But then again, I still look at it as a blessing too. But Going back to what I just said, you gotta know when to hold them, when to fold them. Some shit just ain't meant to be. But that's just me, you know what I'm saying? Basically complaining because at the end of the fucking day, you know, you gotta be able to have that stream of income. You gotta be able to pay your debts back and shit. Just being realistic about shit. Not hoping that, oh yeah, everything will take off with this shit. Always gotta have a backup. This camera losing focus. I don't know why. There you go. But you just gotta really know how to strategize, bro. And life will teach you that. That's one thing that I realized, bro. Like, life will really teach you that shit. You be in certain situations and shit, like, how am I gonna navigate through this? How am I gonna do X, Y, and Z? And then you find solutions. And so, it's growing pains, but shit. I mean, in order to grow, you gotta have some type of fucking loss, some type of pain, some type of trial, ultimately. And we all go through them all the time. And we constantly going through them. Some are worse than others. Some are altering and derail you for a little bit. Shit. I mean, look at me. Shit. I've been, you know, I ain't put on too much weight, but you know, gained a little weight back. Shit, I was in the hospital for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That kind of had me losing weight because I couldn't eat nothing, couldn't hold shit down. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Come out dehydration and shit. Like, damn. I was really forcing that shit. Going to the gym, but just eating bullshit. Sitting here at this damn desk taking calls and shit. You see my shit over here in the background. You know what I'm saying? Just neglecting the shit. And I was just niggas trying to recover from the shit. So outside of that, 2023 was like a great reset. Damn near. A great reset. But now I'm looking at 2024 like discipline. Now's the time to be on top of my shit. Like, as far as taking care of matters of whatever it may be and staying on top of my passion instead of, you know, delaying shit. Sitting around and thinking about the shit and just being in a low vibrative state, a low energy state, that eats up too much time. And your time is limited here. It's not to even sit here and say, oh, take life too serious, but we all have the seasons where you know it's time to shape up and time to make some shit shift so that shit can actually change. It's like damn near like a rites of passage. Like you already know, like, okay, now it's actually time to step up. You know what I'm saying? Now it's time to actually jump in this shit and do what the fuck I need to do and stop delaying and stop letting the fear or what have you delay the success and shit. So the niggas ain't gotta put up with certain ventures. Like with my whole job, folks, like it's customer service. Fuck it, I'm gonna get into a little bit over here on this video. Might as well, right? Shit, customer service, bro, that shit is a bitch. When you really look at it, bro, you pretty much just like the scapegoat for the fucking business. Like at the end of the fucking day, it's like you customer service is pretty much the wall between the consumer and the fucking big shots and shit. Now, what's crazy is, bro, we really at the front lines, and it seemed like you at war because it seemed like every fucking customer that call up here, always some crazy shit. It's always, I ain't gonna say always, but for the most part, it's always anger, aggression, passive aggressiveness and shit, tone of the voice, and it's like, bro, on top of that, you got all of this shit changing within the job itself, a bunch of shit that motherfuckers don't even know, a bunch of shit that's neglected, and then they try to put it on you and shit when shit don't go right. It's just a bunch of crazy shit. But it's like corporate America's a motherfucker. Full of snakes, nigga. Full of fucking snakes. And weird motherfuckers, definitely. All them hoes I work with, bro, they so motherfucking. I ain't even finna go into it, fam. But it's like you just see, and it's just so cringe when you just see the phoniness in the fucking chats. You be just like, you thinking people don't, you thinking motherfuckers can't read you. I don't know. Maybe y'all can read each other, bro, but I know damn well I ain't no fool. A lot of y'all just fuck out of here, folks. Like, fuck that. But back to this shit being like a basically us being scapegoats. You would sit there and be helping the customer. You gotta look through your processes and everything, have them pulled up to troubleshoot the issue with the customer. And then they ask to speak to the manager, or you stumble upon a problem that you really can't solve out gate. But you gotta put them on hold and you reach out to the managers, which they tell you to do for help. And then you reach out to them and shit. 5 minutes will pass and shit. You going back in telling the customer, yeah, it'll just be a few more minutes and whatever the fuck. And then here come the motherfucking manager or some shit coming in the chat talking about some goddamn replying to your message. And I'll be asking you more questions. Oh, well, how did this happen? And whatever the fuck. Like you asking me steps of verification to even help me with the problem. Like I don't work here or some shit. Like, bro, it's the weirdest shit, bro. It's like they got the same procedure for us as we do for the customers. Like you gotta ask them certain questions on the account and shit. It's the exact same thing with these motherfucking managers asking or getting you the help that you fucking need. And you want to talk about fast, friendly service and shit, even though that ain't the mantra of the place I work at. But just pretty much customer service is supposed to be quick. You know what I'm saying? If you taking all this time asking these people 2-3 questions, then your systems and shit already fucking up. And it ain't your internet connection because you know that shit top fucking tier. But literally the fucking apps and the interface and all of the fucking servers that's used at this place is so shitty. Even the website. Customers calling, even the bankers that call up to the customer care center to talk to us be saying they ain't got access to shit. They don't know who to contact. And they be managers too, bank managers. I'll be like, bro, this is fucking ridiculous. That's how you know this place ain't shit. It's just chaos, nigga. And soon, most of these motherfucking banks gonna fall anyway. We already know where the fuck the dollar going, nigga. Like, let's be fucking real. It's the reason why they putting a hold on your fucking money for so long now. They have to try to make some type of interest, some type of fucking money back based off of a prime rate that's controlled by the fucking Federal Reserve. Just to basically sit here and say, we know it's your money, or we know we borrowed it to you, but we still want to put a hold on the shit. Just so that we can collect some coin from the shit. Everybody that know money know that shit, though. But not a lot of people know money. There's been many motherfuckers that called up to the call center, you know, don't even know what the fuck department to get to because they don't know that they fucking debit card ain't a credit card, but they think just because it's a fucking piece of plastic with some numbers on it and a damn chip that it's a credit card. Like, no, folks, you don't even know what the fuck you got. And then some motherfuckers that call up there have credit cards and shit. Well, I don't know. I don't really use this thing. You know, somebody suggested that I get one and blah, blah, blah. Like, you gotta learn and study the shit and study money as a whole and the credit system and all that shit on your own time. Or take an economics class, but they don't put that shit in the forefront of some shit you should be learning in school and shit. Cause they trying to keep you fucking broke. The dumbest shit ever, bro. Motherfuckers that have try to take advantage of these promos that these motherfuckers give for opening an account. You open up a credit card, you spend X amount of dollars, you get X amount of reward money, whatever it is. You know how certain cards got their reward systems and shit where it can either be cash or points and shit. So yeah, you take this much money within this certain time frame and spend this much and we'll deposit this much on your rewards. And it's like a maybe 10% of what the person spent. So it's like in reality, you not getting $200 back regardless of the promo. Yo ass legitimately spent 90% of the 10% you got back. You didn't save anything. You didn't get any money back. You already getting taxed at the store for certain shit. They already throw state tax on your shit at checkouts for every fucking thing you get, no matter where you at in the United States, nigga. So what the fuck are you actually getting away from? It's the fucking illusion. Motherfuckers calling up here really trying to it's the strangest shit. I can go on all day about the stories I done been witness. Motherfuckers calling up there trying to get a fucking late fee waived, and the motherfucker be like $40 for the late fee and shit. And then they'll have the nerve to be like, "Can you waive the interest charge and shit?" And the interest charge would only be like $1 and some change, and I'll be like, "No, you you forcing a situation. Like, fam, I dead ass just gave you $40 back credited to your card. So you ain't got to worry about it." Now your goofy ass want to sit here and say, "Can you look?" It's the principle, I guess. I really can't combat that, bro, because I'd have been hit with late fees, interest charges, and shit, and I just paid that shit up like a boss. So I ain't even fucking sit there and call him and debate him about the shit. I'm like, nigga, I get it back, bro. I'm gonna pay this fucking account down. Don't worry about it. Map that shit out better. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, fam. They weird, folks. They weird. It's a bunch of weird shit to be going on. I'm gonna have some more stories about that shit another time. Damn near probably make a series. I got so many motherfucking stories, man. Of these silly motherfucking folks. White, black, Mexican, Indian, Russian, all of that shit, bro. They all crazy, my nigga. But before I was talking about the banks, that was a little subsection of my shit that I was gonna be howling about today. But oh yeah, that's right. Like with certain situations where it's like when folks need your help, and it's kind of like, damn, folks, I swear to God, like whenever I ask for you to come through, it damn near never happened. I don't know what it is about when you need help from me, but it always seems like it's an inconvenience when you ask for it. Like a motherfucker might be at work or whatever the fuck, just resting and relaxing, and here come folks asking for favors, and it's just like, nah, fam, you can actually get somebody else to do it. I'm not just your end all be all because I can do the shit. Don't mean I have the time or want to put the energy into doing that shit. Especially if there's no incentive, whether it be family, friends, co-workers, managers and shit, it don't matter. It all gets the same fucking energy. What is the incentive that I'm receiving from giving you my time? So that shit is the most precious thing. That shit is more precious than gold. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. My time makes the money. You feel me? I gotta put my energy and effort into shit to make it happen. So if you asking for my time, you gonna have to give me something to compensate for that shit. It ain't just finna be no, I just go and just do it off the spur of the moment, especially when you're demanding the shit on a drop of a dime. That's crazy. That's some crazy shit. And this is another thing too about this job shit. Going to a place where you basically being a servant to others. Now I understand running a business is being a servant to people, being of service to people. And customer service is one thing. But one thing you have to remember is separate from your business and the corporation, one that has these bogus ass draconian laws in place versus somebody that has a smaller business, maybe have a few employees or doing it by themselves, you know. You gotta understand, well shit. They the boss. They run shit. They answer to nobody. They have their products, they put down their ground rules, what they sell, what it is, how you go about purchasing it, how you go about if you can get a refund or if all sales are final, shit like that, having the law in place to basically protect them and shit and know how they have to run that shit. But when you running shit under somebody else's rules, having you do X, Y, and Z, and it's out of your character. Now here I am a boss nigga, because I feel as such. Some people may not look at me like that. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm just a rich motherfucker, bro. I just told y'all about my story last year, right? Well, basically, shit. Yeah, last year, starting last year. My whole fucking financial situation. But you gotta really feel that shit to know who the fuck you are and carry yourself as such, bro. And that energy will bring that shit to you, where you can be in the position to be who the fuck you know you are. Knowing the nigga that I am, it's hard to sit up there for 8 fucking hours, 5 days a week. I don't see how people can work 5 days in a row. I don't fucking understand that shit. That 5 day in a row shit is dead as a motherfucker. Years ago, I was fucking working 12-hour shifts, bro, like 3-4 days in a row and shit. And then after a while, I'm like, bro, I want to just work 8-hour shifts and got that shit turned down. I'm like, bro, I do not want to work every fucking day. Who do, bro? Like, nigga, you need your motherfucking sanctity, your sanity, your peace, your recovery, all of that shit. That shit is essential as a motherfucker. Like with me on these damn phones, bro, eating all that bullshit, going to the gym, stressing out with these customers and shit, trying to relieve the stress at the gym and shit, but eating the wrong shit and body just breaking down, shit fucking up. Like, that's why. Too much stress, too much strain on you, too much motherfucking output for not enough income. And you can put in less effort for your own shit and run it. So that's why I'm really sitting here thinking, like, yeah, as far as me pushing and promoting my shit as bad as I should be, way more turned up than I should be. I should have a whole marketing campaign out here by now instead of putting up the ad at the end of every episode of this. But I mean, it does draw people in. I mean, I have seen the views on the website and everything, so it does draw people in to actually look at the website and everything. But my whole thing is trying to actually grow the shit and get it to a point where it's like well renowned, and I have a team of people to actually distribute the shit and work for me and have direct connections with certain folks and suppliers and shit so that I can actually have a whole system just running. That's the idea. It definitely takes time. You definitely got to know the right people, because I've been burnt, been fucked over a few times by a couple of vendors that I've met on like Instagram. I've seen a few on Instagram. Look at their page. Okay. One bitch that I met on Facebook, she supposedly has some full spectrum moss, and then I get the shit and I'm like, where's the purple moss at? And it was only like maybe like 3 or 4 plumes of that shit, and I had bought like at least a 10-pound bag from this bitch. And I tell you, this was about like at least $250-$300 then when I bought it. Cause now that shit, that I swear to God, sea moss and went up so fucking much, bro. And the crazier part is a bunch of false shit out here too. One thing that I realized, bro, a lot of people don't know a lot about sea moss, so they can easily get the farmed shit. They don't know how to get that authentic shit and what to look for, and the motherfucking origin name and all of that, the Latin term for the actual name of the shit that you getting, and where that grew from, and what is actually like sustainable from that shit, versus just, oh, it's sea moss, and it'll be some farm raised shit that was made in not even fucking Jamaica or the, you know what I'm saying, the West Indies, none of that shit. It'll just be some shit, or not even off the shores of Thailand or Ireland for that matter, because it's called Irish moss. That's the nickname for it. But they do have different strains, different genomes of Irish moss. But outside of that, I'm not gonna, you can look this shit up. It's easy to find. But it's not easy to spot with your fucking eye that real shit versus some bullshit that's just farm raised. Look out for that real thick, super expanded shit. I'm just gonna give you that. It shouldn't be super fucking salty. It shouldn't have, it should actually have a bit of stiffness to it when you actually gel that shit. And that gel take a while to make, bro. It take about like a good 2 hours to break down when you got that shit on simmer. But outside of that, working for yourself in comparison to putting in 40 hours a week, I really understand the entrepreneur's mindset and the people that was online talking all of that good shit, because it makes perfect sense. If you putting in 40 hours a day, that means you putting in 5 days a week. This is why I'm speaking of, because it's finally clicking to me. You putting in enough time where you can do that same fucking energy, you can put that same energy with the same amount of time and actually get some shit established. One thing I realized too is, in order to get funding for business, fuck trying to apply for them grants and them loans, because that shit is a long shot. You better off trying to get a motherfucker to invest in you and create a whole structural business plan, which I'm currently working on, because initially this shit was just some shit that I found passion with. And then I said, well, I can turn this passion into profit. Fuck it, might as well, right? But it's a whole nother game actually getting to the business aspect of it and actually getting the funding for it. Now, it's cool to get a couple credit cards and shit, but you want to look for just motherfuckers to hand you a check that you can just cash and be like, now I got a brick and mortar. Now I got a couple brick and mortars and shit based off of me having this documentation in order and having this whole plan to present to somebody that can say, here's a check. Boom. That's the plan for me working on 2024 for me. To actually come up with a structured business plan in depth, in detail, to be able to say, you know what, this is how I want this. This is where I feel it'll be best to set up shop. This is why X, Y, and Z. Have all of that shit in order. Cause I got a whole notebook here. I just ain't typed the shit up yet. Basically, I had this shit written down for about like maybe, I say about 2 years, but I never really. I added a little extra shit here and there and shit, but I never really put that shit into the phone. I was just like, okay. But why I didn't is fucking beyond me, fam. Because when I'm in this shit and I'm understanding like it's so much that you got to keep up with. You got to keep up with the taxes every year. You got to keep up with the registry. You know what I'm saying? You got to file all this paperwork for employees and shit. You got to get insurance. So it's a lot that go into it that you might have to end up paying up out of pocket if you don't file certain shit at a certain time. They might penalize you for it. Luckily, I haven't been penalized for anything because, you know, it's just me. I already got my health insurance with my job and shit, so I'm not really cut to really have too much investment in getting insurance because I'm the only fucking employee of Miller Time Enterprise, you know what I'm saying? While I'm working, might as well take advantage, you know, because the fuck. But outside of that, dude, that's really my focus this year. To really just be on top of my shit. Promo wise, collaboration wise, to actually get my message out there. To get the people the shit that they need for their, you know, for the betterment of their health. Shit, I'm sitting over here looking at this ad now, just running and playing in the background. It's like, yeah, bro, people should have this shit in their cabinets. This is some shit that everybody fucking needs in their household. Motherfuckers talking about COVID, talking about super bugs and all these other diseases and shit where they getting all this medicine that's fucking up their kidneys and liver and shit. It's like, bro, all of this shit has already been found, my nigga. Like, bro, go back to Dr. Sabi, bro. Where this nigga went to trial back in like the 80s because he cured motherfuckers of AIDS and shit like that. And that shit is on documentation, bro. Like, it's already here. And but the fucked up about this shit, bro, now they have GMO grade shit. Like, for instance, the sea moss. Going back to that shit, you got motherfuckers that farm the sea moss so it doesn't have all of the nutrients that actual sea moss where it normally grows has within. So it's just kind of like, you gotta look out for that shit. You gotta see where it come from. Make sure that water ain't polluted. It's so much shit you gotta do. It's like you really gotta do your research on where you buying shit from. And you will know you getting the real shit from the real countries if you getting that shit through DHL, my nigga. That's how you know if you getting that real shit. If you getting that shit from out the country, that shit gotta go through customs. Cause nigga, it was one time I had got some soursop leaves from Jamaica. That shit came delayed as a motherfucker. And I had posted a picture on my Instagram of that shit. They had tore the box open and they took the sarsaparilla roots that I had ordered. And it was some letter up in that motherfucker that said some shit. I'm gonna have to post that shit maybe one day. But it was some shit that it was saying to the likes of, we had to confiscate this because it was for possible some bullshit. That was basically saying like, oh yeah, you can't have that. So they took the sarsaparilla roots and they left me with the soursop leaves. And I didn't trust that shit. 'Cause I'm like, bro, I don't know what the fuck y'all did with that shit. Y'all done sliced the damn box open and shit, and it came, the tape and shit was all falling off the side. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this? And that's another thing too, the risk of getting your shit looked at by customs. But it was fucked up because I know why they did that shit. Because the box that the nigga sent it in was so fucking unprofessional. He had some shit written on the side of it and fucking permanent marker and shit, and it looked all tacky and shit. It wasn't well uniform, basically. So that's what drew the red flag for the motherfuckers to go up in there and say, what the fuck is up in here? So I damn near blame the motherfucking vendor for that. Going back to saying you can't, you know what I'm saying, you gotta find the right people around you, the right team and shit. I ordered some shit from Jamaica. This motherfucker packaged that shit poorly. And here I am sitting here without no sarsaparilla, and a nigga never refunded me for the shit that I lost. He was saying, oh yeah, I can have some more shit shipped to you, but first you have to buy another whatever the fuck. And I'm like, bro, I don't have to pay you shit. My shit got lost in customs because of the bullshit ass box that you put it in with that shitty ass labeling. Like, bro, I gave you my name, I gave you the business name, all of that shit. This motherfucker put on the box, it said to home. Like the name that it was going to was my crib, but it was no name though. It said to home. It didn't say who the address was to. I mean, who it was addressed to. They just said home, and then had my address on it. He had it written on the box, but then he had a slip taped to it too. And I'm like, ain't no fucking way. That's why they bust the motherfucker open. So you just gotta deal with motherfuckers that got sense, bro. Like, nigga, you know you ship your shit out the country. Why the fuck would you put that in a box that looks so suspect? I would have busted that motherfucker open too had I been in customs. Like, what the fuck is this? It's got a red flag all over it. This shit look tacky. It don't look neat. It don't look prim or proper. But outside of that, dog, just wanted to come back on here, man. Say what's up. Y'all see what's up, nigga. So, yeah, fam, it feels good to be back. I'm gonna be uploading more videos. If you into the tarot and shit, I'm gonna be over there uploading more videos and shit. Damn near get y'all some reads going, cause I know y'all miss me over here on the Intuit time and shit. Also, too, got the Miller Mastery channel. I had just uploaded a Final Fantasy VII video, the OG Final Fantasy VII for the PS1 and shit. Some gameplay over there. Thinking about finishing that shit up probably tonight. I don't know, depending on how I'm feeling. Once I get done with these reads and shit. But outside of that, fam, it's been real. Y'all take care. 2024. Hey, pace yourself. Don't rush. It ain't no rush, nigga. Do what you need to do. You'll be alright. For real. It's been real.
Dropping dimes, let's go. Said we need not go, so I need not say. Lay the smack down on your goof ass, you don't bring my payment. Say you're looking for foundation, yeah? Can't be the case, bitch. You don't know your placement unless it's Zodiacs.